Have you ever wondered if the world's scariest rides are more than just heart-pounding thrills? Unfortunately, some of the most famous attractions have ended in real tragedy, leaving behind more than just unforgettable moments. Devastating accidents, whether caused by mechanical breakdowns or design oversights, have claimed lives in the most horrifying ways. In this video, we'll explore the deadliest rides where the excitement turned into disaster. These chilling events didn't just affect those involved, they also led to major changes in how amusement parks handle safety. From a wave pool linked to multiple drownings to Japan's infamous Expo Land, here are the 15 scariest attractions in the world where people have actually died. Number 15. Mine Scrambler at Playland. The Mine Scrambler at Playland wasn't supposed to be deadly. It was a fast-paced ride full of spins and chaos loved by kids and teens. But in 1998, a 7-year-old girl was thrown from her seat while trying to help others with their restraints. She died. Then, just 3 years later in 2001, Gabriella Guerin, a Playland employee, was tossed from the same ride while assisting passengers. She didn't survive either. 2 deaths, both preventable. After the second incident, the ride was shut down and dismantled for good. The park was forced to reevaluate its safety protocols. What used to be a popular ride turned into a symbol of what happens when oversight fails. The Mine Scrambler didn't stop because it lost popularity. It stopped because it became too dangerous to keep around. Those 2 lives lost weren't just accidents, they were consequences of a system that didn't catch the flaws in time. And that's something you can't undo. Number 14. Perilous Plunge at Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm launched the Perilous Plunge in 2000 with promises of an extreme drop and a massive splash. Well, they did their best, but the thrill they wanted to give the people didn't last long. In 2001, just a year after opening, a poor woman was thrown from the ride after slipping from her restraints. She died instantly. The tragedy cast a heavy shadow over the attraction. While the park didn't shut it down right away, it marked the start of technical issues that plagued the ride for years. Malfunctions, mechanical faults, and growing concerns about rider safety chipped away at its appeal. Despite upgrades and adjustments, the Perilous Plunge never shook its grim reputation. By 2012, Knott's finally decided to shut it down and dismantle it completely. Although the 2001 fatality was the only confirmed death, the ride's long list of safety concerns was enough to end its run. Perilous Plunge became another reminder that even the most ambitious thrill rides can go from iconic to infamous when safety isn't guaranteed. Number 13. The Tidal Wave Pool at Action Park. Well, as we all know, Action Park had a reputation for danger, and the tidal wave pool might have been its most notorious attraction. This wasn't your typical wave pool. It was wild, unpredictable, and downright hazardous. Waves hit with such force that 12 lifeguards were required on duty at all times, yet even they couldn't prevent disaster. At least 2 people died, and countless others nearly drowned. Many visitors didn't realize how risky the ride actually was. Some even mistook the panic in the water as part of the thrill. Despite mounting concerns, the pool kept operating until Action Park was eventually replaced by Mountain Creek. The pool's legacy lingers as a grim warning about what happens when safety takes a back seat to sensation. No matter how fun it looked, the reality was brutal. The tidal wave pool didn't just push limits, it ignored them completely. For those who experienced it, the consequences were very real, and for some tragically final. Number 12. Fujin Raijin 2 at Expoland. Expoland in Osaka, Japan used to be a go-to spot for families and thrill seekers. That changed instantly in 2007 when the Fujin Raijin 2 roller coaster derailed mid-ride. A 19-year-old college student was killed, and dozens of others were injured. The crash wasn't some freak accident. It was total negligence. Investigators found the coaster's axles hadn't been replaced in over 15 years. Over time, the parts simply gave out under pressure. The tragedy shattered the park's image, and public trust vanished fast. Within 2 years, attendance had dropped so low that Expoland permanently shut its gates in 2009. What was once a lively, joyful place became a cautionary tale of what happens when maintenance is ignored. The Fujinraigen too went from a fan favorite to a symbol of failure. For many, it marked the end of Expoland, not because the fun ran out, but because the safety did. And once that's gone, you don't get a second chance. Number 1. Sydney Ghost Train at Luna Park. Well, now this is just super tragic and sad. In 1979, Luna Park in Sydney became the site of one of Australia's most heartbreaking amusement park tragedies. The Sydney Ghost Train was meant to be eerie fun, but that night it became a death trap. A fire broke out inside the ride, quickly spreading through the tunnel. Several riders were trapped inside, and 7 people, including children, lost their lives. The ride was completely destroyed. The aftermath was filled with unanswered questions. Many believed arson was the cause, but to this day no one knows for sure. Survivors and grieving families have long called for a full, transparent investigation, suspecting foul play and even corruption behind the lack of clear answers. The park eventually reopened, but the shadow of the ghost train fire never lifted. It remains one of the darkest moments in Luna Park's history. For many, it's not just about what was lost in the flames. It's about the silence that followed and the truth that may never be fully uncovered. Number 10. Jiangku section of the Great Wall. While most visitors head to the polished sections of the Great Wall of China, the Jiangku stretch is a different beast altogether. Located 45 miles north of Beijing, this area is raw, uneven, and far more dangerous. The infamous Heavenly Ladder segment features 70 steep, crumbling stone steps that rise up a 260-foot vertical cliff. There are no guardrails, no support ropes, just gravity and caution. The stones are worn, loose in places, and the incline is steep enough to make anyone second-guess continuing. With nothing preventing a fall, the climb becomes a slow, deliberate crawl, each step demanding focus and balance. One wrong move could mean a deadly drop. Despite, or perhaps because of its danger, many adventurers seek it out. The Jiangku section doesn't offer comfort or convenience, it offers a gut check of your limits. For thrill seekers and mountaineers, it's a chance to face fear head-on. But for the unprepared, it can turn from awe-inspiring to life-threatening in seconds. Alright guys, now let's head over to Number 9. Sky Lodge Adventure Suites. The Sky Lodge Adventure Suites in Peru is not just a mountain. Hanging 1,200 feet above the Sacred Valley, these transparent pods are bolted directly into the cliffside, and reaching them is a journey in itself. Guests must hike or zipline to reach the capsules, which are made of aerospace-grade aluminum and reinforced glass. Once inside, you're met with sweeping panoramic views, but also the sobering reality of the open drop just outside your pod. There are no guardrails, no surrounding platforms, just you, the wind, and the rock wall. Even the ladder to climb down to the restroom requires a harness. It's less a hotel stay and more a survival challenge in luxury packaging. For adrenaline lovers, it's a dream. For anyone afraid of heights, it's a waking nightmare. Every movement feels amplified at that elevation. Sky Lodge doesn't offer escape from daily life. It puts you in a glass box on the edge of the world and asks, can you sleep here? Number 8. East Taihang Glass Walk and Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge. Suspended 715 feet above the ground, the East Taihang Glass Walk in China isn't for anyone scared of heights. The transparent path gives you the sensation of walking in midair, and the effect is intense. What makes it worse? It's programmed with cracking glass sound effects. Sure, it's fake, but in the moment your brain doesn't know the difference. Just a few hours away, the Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge stretches across a canyon and hovers nearly 1,000 feet up. It's the longest and tallest glass bridge in the world at 1,411 feet. To prove it could handle the pressure, they once drove a 2-ton SUV across it. Still, most visitors freeze mid-walk, staring straight down through the glass at the terrifying drop below. These bridges are modern engineering marvels, but they mess with your mind. There's no illusion. You can see the ground and how far you'd fall if something went wrong. It's beauty, fear, and adrenaline, all in one step. Number 7. Insanity Ride. At the top of the Strat Hotel in Las Vegas sits Insanity, a ride that more than lives up to its name. Perched 900 feet above the strip, the ride extends a massive mechanical claw out over the edge of the building. Riders are strapped into seats that tilt forward at a steep angle and spin in open air, looking straight down at the street below. With only a lap bar securing you, every second feels like you could slip out and plummet. The view is unreal, but so is the fear. You're not behind glass, not enclosed, just suspended in the sky with nothing but cold steel and your own nerves keeping it together. As the ride spins faster, the city blurs into a dizzying spiral. It's not about loops or drops, it's about exposure. You're dangling out into nothingness with full view of the fall below. For anyone who thinks they've mastered heights, Insanity delivers a hard, spinning reality check. Number 6. Bailong Elevator in Zhangjiajie. Built onto the side of a massive cliff in Zhangjiajie's Wulingyuan scenic area, the Bailong Elevator holds the record as the tallest outdoor lift in the world. Rising 1,070 feet, this glass elevator gives visitors a clear, uninterrupted view of the landscape and the stomach-turning drop below. From the moment the ride begins, the sensation is overwhelming. You're encased in glass, rapidly rising along the cliff face, with nothing but open space below. The views are stunning, but the fear is real. The area is also seismically active, adding another layer of anxiety. Though the elevator is equipped with modern earthquake sensors and emergency systems, the thought of being suspended that high up during a tremor is enough to make anyone uneasy. At full speed, it travels at nearly 12 mph, fast for something that seems to defy nature. For many, it's not just a ride, it's a battle with vertigo, fear and the thrill of standing on the edge of the impossible. Number 5. Verrückt at Schlitterbahn, Kansas City. Verrückt wasn't just a slide, it was a headline grabber. Towering 168 feet tall, it was billed as the world's tallest water slide. But in 2016, that excitement turned to horror. 10-year-old Caleb Schwab died after his raft went airborne due to a weight imbalance. It struck a support pole, killing him instantly. Caleb was the son of Kansas politician Scott Schwab, and his death stunned the nation. What followed was even more disturbing. Investigations revealed the ride had skipped key engineering reviews. Charges of second-degree murder were filed against the designers, though eventually dismissed. Verrückt was shut down and later demolished, but the damage had been done. Schlitterbahn's reputation was wrecked, and the slide became a dark symbol of what happens when spectacle outruns safety. It wasn't just a malfunction, it was a catastrophic failure of oversight. For the people involved, it was more than a tragedy. Number 4. Formula Rossa. Formula Rossa at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi isn't just fast, it's in a league of its own. This beast of a coaster launches riders from 0 to 149 miles per hour in under 5 seconds using hydraulic technology modeled after aircraft catapults. The initial jolt hits like a punch and the pressure slams you back into your seat with 4.8 G-forces. The ride only lasts 92 seconds, but in that short time you're whipped across a 1.3-mile track so quickly that riders are required to wear goggles to protect their eyes. Every twist and turn feels like it's tearing through the air. It's not the tallest or the most complex, but the raw speed and acceleration alone are unmatched anywhere in the world. Most roller coasters build suspense. Formula Rossa doesn't wait. It throws you straight into top gear with no warning, and by the time your mind catches up, it's already over. It's not a ride for thrill seekers, it's for those chasing velocity itself. And as we know, Dubai is Dubai. Number 3. Vanish Roller Coaster at Cosmo World. Cosmo World in Yokohama, Japan, is home to the Vanish Roller Coaster, one of the most visually unique rides in the world. It starts like any other coaster. Loops, drops, and sudden turns. But what sets it apart is its sudden dive into a water tunnel. As the car plunges toward the pool, it looks like it's about to disappear into the water itself. For a split second, riders feel submerged, surrounded by the roar of water and the echo of the tunnel. Then, just as quickly, they burst back into the daylight. It's not the fastest or tallest coaster, but that brief moment of vanishing into water makes it unforgettable. The sensation of racing underground, paired with the illusion of drowning, triggers real panic in some riders. Vanish doesn't rely on pure speed, it taps into deeper fears. Though there have been no major accidents reported, the experience alone is intense enough to rattle even the most seasoned thrill seekers. Will you dare to ride it? Number 2. Wicked wave machines. Wave pools are usually seen as harmless fun, but in 2019, Shuyun Water Park in China proved otherwise. What began as a typical summer day turned into chaos when a sudden, enormous wave launched dozens of swimmers into the air. The force of the water was completely out of control and panic broke out instantly. In the end, 44 people were injured and 5 were hospitalized. Eyewitnesses claimed the wave seemed far larger than usual, raising concerns about possible operator error. Rumors spread that the controller might have been under the influence, but authorities later attributed the surge to a sudden power cut. Regardless of the official explanation, the damage was done. What should have been a controlled, family-friendly experience became a violent disaster. The terrifying strength of that single wave reminded everyone that even the most familiar water attractions carry real risks. At Shuyun, it wasn't the depth of the pool that caused fear, it was the moment control slipped away entirely. Number 1. Derby Racer at Revere Beach. Well, now this is super terrifying. Wooden coasters come with nostalgia, but the Derby Racer at Revere Beach carried a much darker legacy. Over the years, 5 people were killed on the ride, each one thrown from the train in separate brutal accidents. Despite its popularity, the coaster's deadly history couldn't be ignored. Riders loved the speed, but the aging structure and lack of modern safety measures turned the thrill into real danger. The final fatality in 1936 forced the park's hand. The ride was demolished that same year, marking the end of one of Boston's most infamous attractions. Sadly, the tragedies didn't stop there. Another coaster at the same park, called Lightning, was shut down just 6 years into operation after a fatal incident in 1933. Both rides became cautionary tales of what happens when outdated wooden structures are pushed past their limits. The Derby Racer, once a crowd favorite, ended up symbolizing the harsh consequences of letting excitement overshadow essential maintenance and safety. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.